Yes, you are welcome to the table of men. Welcome, welcome, welcome all. Welcome everyone. What a pleasure to have you guys here tonight. Um, this is the table of men, and here it is everything exciting while talking all things that pertain to men. It's a good it's a good time to have you all. Thank you for joining from wherever you are all over the world. It's always a pleasure, always a prime pleasure. I'll put it that way, always a prime pleasure. So tonight we are, you know, getting into a topic that is of real importance, a topic of interest to every one of us, right? So just before I get in, I need to remind you, you need to have your glass. If you have a glass somewhere near you, please grab it and then let's talk. This is the table of men. You should always have a drink with you. We're not going to speak and bubble all the saliva without having to wet the tongues or the lips. So keep a cup near you, a glass near you, and have something you love to drink in it. Water, wine, juice. For those that like soda, though I would not encourage it, but I mean, let's have something you like to drink, and then let's talk. Okay, so tonight's topic, breaking the silence. Like, I mean, this is such a fantastic topic that you know I don't think we can exhaust talking about this because we've talked about it. We always have to talk about it, like every now and then. It's something that we always have to talk about. And if you've been following us for a while, you will agree with me that maybe in different forms, but this is something that we have consistently talked about. Like it keeps coming up again and again and again and again. And that's because, for a good reason, it's actually worth talking about, right? It's worth talking about. So, our business tonight is to examine, just to look at the various dimensions of what it means, when men are silent, what men need to perhaps think about, talk about maybe, and then the place of, in very importantly, I must mention the place of support networks. Support networks. Let me add that we have what we call the base. It's a community for men, and this community is there to provide support. We know that a lot of men will always have needs. They will always need support from time to time. They're going to need people to lean on, to get perhaps to get advice, to get connections, to get ideas, counsel, and what have you. We cannot do life alone as men, and so we need to open up to to other men like us, but essentially having a support system, a support network to lean on, particularly in those dire times, those troubling times, those moments when you are just, I wouldn't say paralyzed, but you are inundated. You can't move forward. You're not comfortable staying in the position you are, and it's just not a pleasant position to be in. In those moments, who do you run to? Who do you call on when you need help? When you know that the issues are so strong that you need to really, really think about it. You need to make a decision that is very quality, a decision that is worth the while, worth your while. That's when you need to actually get this up. So our conversation tonight is going to span, let's say, three major things. We already have almost 5 minutes gone. Yeah. So our conversation is going to span three major things. The first part is going to be about mental health stigma. People get stigmatized. One second. Let me post this. I need to post it. We are live. Yes. So people get stigmatized, for mental health issues. For example, if you see somebody who is mentally ill, I believe that you're likely going to stigmatize that person. Like, oh, this person is in the person is in the what do I call it? The person is in the ward, in the psychiatric hospital, that kind of thing. And so because the person is in psychiatric hospital, you are, you're very much going to just sideline the person, like, don't come close. You are not in the category, you know. Of course, but beyond that, when we talk about mental health stigma, people who have anger issues, for example, or people who have PTSD. A lot of people try to make PTSD, a matter of swag. Like, I know, I had PTSD. Excuse me, PTSD is not something to be swagalicious about. It's not something to be, excited about, or something like to flaunt. It's not something to flaunt. I must say that PTSD is not something to flaunt. So we need to even put that straight and in perspective. PTSD is not. So when you imagine somebody who has PTSD, or somebody who has maybe some condition like dyslexia, perhaps that's not a mental health condition, but let's just even take it as little as anger issues, anger management issues. A person who has anger management issues, or who is always afraid, the person who is suffering from shock, you know, persistent shock, or a person who is suffering from learned helplessness, like, you will usually have people stigmatizing you based on those things, based on those experiences, that mental health issue that you're dealing with. People usually stigmatize you. So we need to talk about this issue of mental health stigmas, because people need to realize that mental health problems are just like having a common cold. Like, you don't stigmatize somebody for having a cough. You don't stigmatize anybody for having malaria. You don't stigmatize anyone for, um, you know, for, I don't know, but you get what I'm saying. For the slightest things, you don't stigmatize someone for having pimples. You no, you don't stigmatize someone for having acne. There are many things that we do not stigmatize people for, but it baffles me how and why we have to stigmatize people for mental health issues. And these are extremely widespread. Like, the number of people suffering from mental health challenges are so many. There are so many of them, so many people out there suffering from mental health challenges. And this is even something that we actually really, really, really need to pay attention to, because even you that is stigmatizing somebody, you are suffering from yours. And you perhaps are not even aware. And that's where there's a challenge. So we need to break this silence, this silence around mental health issues. We need to talk about them. Like, these things they're not rare diseases, they're not rare conditions, they're not stuff that are foreign. It's not like they belong to a particular, a particular tribe of people, or a particular race of people. There was a time when people used to say that mental health issues are not prevalent in Africa, in Nigeria. But the reality is that mental health issues have been prevalent. We only were not paying attention to it. So we need to come to terms with the fact that mental health issues are serious issues, actually. And they are not issues that we should stigmatize anyone for, because they are rampant. You see somebody who looks at somebody on the road and then just starts shouting. You're asking the person, oh, maybe like on the road, excuse me, why, please, can you, give some space? And the person starts cussing, starts, for all and it's worth. That is an expression of mental health issues. Trust me, a lot of people who are aggressiveness, aggression is a sign of mental health issues. When a person is unusually aggressive, it's a sign of mental health issues. When a person is withdrawn from every other person, they don't want to relate, they don't want to engage, mental health issues. So you realize that these things are all around us, all around us. Even when conflicts, is happening, and a person is isolating themselves, it is mental health issue that you are seeing. But because we do not usually have a diagnosis to say, this is what this is what this is. If a lot of us actually have been, effectively diagnosed of the mental health issues that we're dealing with, trust me, because it would have happened to us, we will be empathetic enough, yeah, we will be empathetic enough to actually, reach out to other people and actually see people from the standpoint of in the light of our own experiences. And that's it. Like back in the days of COVID, you see somebody who you hear that somebody has COVID, you want to run far for your life. But if you had COVID, I'm sure that you will not be running from someone that has COVID like it's a death sentence. Yeah, you wouldn't, because you have been there. You've had it before. You've contracted it, and you know what it is to have COVID. You know what it is to live with COVID for 21 days. To be in quarantine rather, to be in quarantine and all those things. Using the meds. You know it. So when you see somebody that is dealing with the same situation, having with COVID, you surely, surely, surely are not going to be looking at the person like the person is suffering from something strange, like something that eyes have never seen, ears have never heard, has not entered into the heart of man. What it is that this person is going through, nah, you're not going to do that. So my take here is that we need to speak a lot more about mental health issues and mental health stigma. Please do not stigmatize anybody. Do not treat anybody that is facing mental health challenges like they are outcasts, like they're an outcast, like they don't belong in human society, like there's something unusually wrong with them. It's not something unusual. It's usual, it's normal. Like these are issues that majority of us face multiple times in a day, multiple times in a day. When somebody talks to you and gets you angry in the office or at your marketplace, by your stall, or just even on the road. I mean, if you live and drive in Lagos, you surely must have encountered mad people on the road. Mad people on the road. For example, there's a narrow road, and then at the end of the narrow road, there are wider paths. And so you have entered into the narrow road, and then the person on the other end has a chance to wait for a few seconds for you to navigate the narrow road and bust out, into the wide space beside them. But instead, they will squeeze their head inside that narrow road. And then now be, come forward, come forward, come forward. Yeah, move that way, move that way, move that way. Unnecessary trouble. And you get to wonder, why is this person, like, is something wrong with this person? Didn't this person see that the road is constricted? But hey, that is to tell you that the person on the other end is actually dealing with mental health issues. Because if they are thinking clearly, they would know that they should have waited so that they can have, ease when they're actually living. The worst of them are the ones that they will enter and they will still curse you. Sha, 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 sha. They will enter, they will curse you. They will curse you, they will insult your father, insult your mother, and what have you. They're going to put you, make you the bad one, you know. And this thing is something that it's something that we all have to be very, very mindful of. It's something we have to be very mindful of because mental health issues are widespread. They are all around us, and we all must treat other people with grace, knowing that when they are dealing with mental health issues, it is only an expression of their own time of dealing with it. We also deal with it in our own time, right? Every single one of us deals with mental health issues in our own time. And so we need to treat other people with a sense of kindness, with a sense of grace. Treat them with grace. Do not stigmatize people. No, be warm to other people. I'm not saying that the person that has mental health issues will not get you angry or will not put you off. I mean, but in your normal state, like when you're not being put off, when you're not, when you're not angry, can you not stigmatize them? You know, can you not stigmatize them? Can you treat them like, can you treat them like they they matter. Like you understand. That is the bane of what we're talking about. So please, whenever you have anyone around you, or you come across somebody who is dealing with mental health issues, don't stigmatize them. Allow them be. Let them go through their healing process. Let them, experience, the process of healing. Let them get through it, but don't make it worse for them by stigmatizing them. That will not be good. That won't be good. It won't be good at all. So let's be kind and gracious to everyone around us, particularly those who are dealing with mental health issues. So that's that. Let's now talk about seeking help. It is a known fact that men hardly ask for help. And there are many reasons why. Perhaps one of the reasons is that men do not like rejection. To ask for help is a state of vulnerability for a man. And so when that man is asking for help, has reached his vulnerable state, and you are not going to help him, the way you go about that expression matters a lot. And I say this to men because we are the biggest culprits when it comes to this issue. Like a fellow man is asking for help, and the first thing in your head is, "Shebi me self the hustle. I'm also hustling. I'm also, working. I'm also laboring hard. Why can't this person go and, go and do what he has to do, right? Do what he has to do to sort out his issues." I understand that you are also dealing with your own issues, right? How be it? Can you show this man some grace? Like, can you treat him with some grace to say, "Hey, man, I understand. I'm so sorry. I really would love to help. But as it is right now, I am not in the position to help. Like, I don't even have the resources. I don't have the time. I don't have the availability. I'm sorry, but if something comes up, I will, make effort to." But you see, cutting a man down in his vulnerable state is a no-no, because we need to encourage men to open up and ask for help. See, one of the cardinal pillars of our mission at Manity HQ is to provide a safe space for men to get help. This thing is not simple. It's not straightforward, actually, because a lot of men find it difficult to ask for help. And when you check it, you see that they are suffering in silence, they are struggling in silence, and they are not saying anything. And it's because for some reason they have once asked for help before and they were rejected, or they were disappointed, or they were criticized, or they were embarrassed by the person. And if you're a woman listening and a man, or your husband, your fiance, is asking for help, while there are perhaps maybe some guidelines around, a woman stepping in, for a man, and that's peculiar, from relationship to relationship. But I think that there is a way that you can tell this man that you are unable to help, that he will sincerely understand that you are handicapped in that moment. Guys, women, ladies, men, everybody listening, please do not shut up or shoot down or put down a man that is seeking help, because they are in their most vulnerable state. And when you do that, you are shutting them down from ever asking for help again. I'm sure many of you have seen this documentary, of a man that was, he was kind of moody. His friend, was always cheering him up. They would go and watch, football games. I think it's American football. I wouldn't know, but they had jerseys on, and then they were always, meeting at the stadium. And then while they are watching the games, one of the friend is always excited, screaming, following the game and getting in and in and in. But the other guy is always quiet, like keeping to himself, trying to just, stay isolated and all of that. And you realize that. And the guy was always trying to, cheer him up, like, "Guy, open up, like, enjoy the moment." Oh, and he was a a silent, was it? No, I'm not sure it was silent. But they didn't talk. And then at towards the end, we just saw that the person that was quiet came to the stadium alone. The one that was always talking, encouraging the silent one was not there. And then the one that came now took the muffler, the club muffler, the team muffler, and put it on the empty chair beside him, and then looked at the chair in silence, and then sat down and just looked on. What was the moral of that? It was the fact that the person that was actually excited is actually the person that was dealing with mental health issues. And he died or committed suicide or something, but he was not there any longer. Now that is even, that's a very critical situation, right? Where a man is in a state of pretense, in a state of deception, self-deceit, self-deception, or self-denial. Like, I'm okay. That one is even worse. It's worse. Because that man could have actually spoken up and asked for help. But the other one that was even showing it. So the moral there is that a man that is in need of help would very likely not wear it on their face. But the one that actually comes out to ask for help, please don't put them down. Don't shoot them down. Don't shut them up. Please um, treat them with respect. You know, show them that they matter. Let them know that you care. Let them know that you are actually willing to support, willing to assist. If you're unable to, let them know right there that, oh, I'm so sorry. I really would have wanted to, support, but right now I don't have the capacity to. They would understand. And it will help them and encourage them, when it comes to asking another person for help. And if you can't, ask for help on their behalf. That's another thing to do. Ask for help on their behalf, because sometimes the help that somebody needs is within our own sphere of influence, outside of their own sphere of influence. It will make a world of meaning that you go out of your way to ask for help on their behalf and get them the help that they need. Oh my goodness, that would be so kind of you, so fantastic, so good. So my point here is we need to encourage men to seek help, to go out and ask for help. When a man does not have a job or a man is broke, it is a moment when they are most vulnerable, and asking for help is usually very difficult. Particularly if that man was a man that had things going for them, they could, they were in the position of helping other people, prior to that time. But now they are now the ones in need of help. And then it's difficult to go and meet the people that they had helped, to ask them for help. Come on. It's like downgrading themselves, like losing their rep, like rep is diminishing. Hey, we need to encourage such men to ask for help. We need to encourage such men to, to open up and seek help. Seek help. And please, if I repeat it again, if you are the one that a man comes to for help, please don't shoot them down. Don't shut them up. Don't put them down. Don't criticize them. Don't embarrass them. Don't reject them. Treat them with respect. Treat them with grace. So that if you are unable to help, they will have the encouragement to seek help in further places. So please, seeking help is very, 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 very key. Men, I encourage you, whenever you need help, please ask for help. Please ask for help. Asking for help is not a weakness. Asking for help is not a weakness. Asking for help is not a weakness. Men, asking for help is not a weakness. In fact, asking for help is a strength. It is a sign that you are healthy emotionally. It's a sign that you are emotionally healthy, or would I say mentally healthy? So please be willing to ask for help, because if you do not ask, you will not receive. Nobody's going to assume, there's nobody who is a witch who is out there, and knows that, oh, this person needs help and I'm going to withhold that help from him. That's not the situation. You must realize that if people are going to help you, they need to know that you actually need help. They need to know that, you know, that they have what it takes to support you, right? That they have what it takes to support you. So please, men, ask for help. Ask for help. Asking for help is not a weakness. It's not something bad. It's not something that is. It's not a taboo. Seeking help is not a taboo. It is not a taboo. Seeking help is not a taboo. Please ask for help. Ask for help. It will help you to get out of trouble. It will help you to stay out of trouble. It will, give you. It will give you, an advantage that you don't have to go through. You don't have to go through, you know, the ruts. You don't have to go through the difficult patches, the rough patches, all by yourself. Somebody can lift you up. You hear what Solomon, King Solomon of old, wrote, that two are better than one, for they have a reward for their labor. If one falls, the other will lift him up. So that is woe to him that is alone. Woe unto the man that is alone. That means it is not good that you should be alone, and that is why this will take me to the third area that I think we should talk about: the power of support networks, of community. Gentlemen, you need to join the base. You need to join the base. You really, 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 really need to join the base. Like, you need to. You need to join the base. You really need to join the base. I mean, how do I put it again? How else do I say it? You have to join the base. That's just it. You have to join the base. Because in the base, that's our community. I'm talking about our community at ManityHQ. You will be able to experience other men like you, who are facing the same challenges as you're facing. You'll be able to speak up about the issues that you're faced with. Because again, breaking the silence is actually about speaking up, opening up. If you're having, let's say, money issues, it's easier for you to address those money issues when you are actually speaking with, when you have other men who have, or who are currently going through the same situation as you, who are going through the same situation as you, or who have gone through that same situation and are able to tell you for real that, oh, guy, this is what is going on. This is how I went through it. This is what I did, and you're able to make it through. But if you dare go through the motions all by yourself, my brother, you are not doing yourself. You're not doing yourself any good. Actually, you're not doing yourself any good. You really, really, really need to. How do I put it? You need to. You need to ensure that you are part of a community. See, even if you're not coming to the base, right? My point here is, find yourself a community that you can be a part of, a community that you can engage with. Because trust me, if you are part of a community, it will help you a lot. It will help you a lot. There are so many things that you are going to be able to deal with that you will find it easy to get through them. You will be able to get encouragement from other people like you, who are facing similar issues. You won't just be all by yourself. That's the point. You won't be all by yourself. You'll be able to. I'm going to try to post the link to our community, here, so that so that you can, you can at least have access to it. Because hey, at the end of the day, it just makes all the sense in the world, for you to be able to enjoy the power of community. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post our link tree. I'll post our link tree, and then when I post our link tree, you will be able to, pick up. Yes, I'll post our link tree, and then you'll be able to pick up, the link. So on the link tree, you have all our links to our YouTube channel, links to our WhatsApp channel, links to our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, what have you, all that are links. But you will also see the link um, to the base. The link to the base is also there. So I've posted the link tree. You need to interact with that. Yep, you need to interact with that. So it's pinned. That link is pinned. So when you follow that link, it will take you to our link tree, and then you'll be able to see all the links. And as I'm looking at it right now, at the very first link that you will see when you get to the link tree is the base. So just it's on Telegram. Join the base through that link. You're welcome. We are just pulling the community together right now at this point in time, and I believe that by the time you're coming in, we'll have activities going on. We'll have engagements. Things you can learn from. Opportunities. So please, by all means, please engage and join the community, because support networks are very, very, very important for men. We need to have support networks. We need to make it a point of duty to have support networks. Yes. So we need to make it a point of duty to have support networks, because we can't go this journey alone. We need other people around us. We need to team up with other people, that are facing similar challenges like us. We need to engage with other people within the community, who have either gone through it, or who can guide us, who can encourage us. I mean, beyond even getting help, I think cheerleading is one of the opportunities, one of the benefits of being in a community, a support network. So, get involved, get into the base, use the link that has been pinned, and then get into the base. You will see all our other links there as well. But please join the base on Telegram. Let us cheer one another to the finish line. We all know what's going on in the world with all the wars and the conflict, and how these things are driving, for oil prices. And with oil prices rising, of course, you know what that means. Inflation, food inflation follows, because the cost of moving food from place to place is a huge cost. Food itself is cheap, right? But the cost of logistics is high. And so when people that have been spending, let's say, $1 on food, now have to spend $3 on the same food, it's a lot. Except, of course, they are having something to augment or something to supplement their earnings. But you can bet that a lot of people are not getting that augment, that supplement on their earnings. Or even if they're going to get, it's going to take some time. But we need to cheer ourselves. We need to strengthen ourselves. We need to encourage ourselves, right? It is in the middle of, or in the height of these encouragements, that we will be able to drive ourselves, to where we need to be. There's so many things that we need to do for ourselves, so many areas we need to support ourselves, and then we're also going to be able to play together. So, for example, we have a fantasy mini league. For just play. Don't be all worked up. Work. No sign of sense of relaxation. No. So in the base, there are so many areas, so many things that we're going to be able to engage. I mean, at some point in time, we're going to start having professionals coming to talk to us about, various opportunities, where there are opportunities for acquiring land, real estate. We will bring it to the community, and we're going to be, exploring opportunities to, to have what do they call them? Investment pools, so that you are increasing, you are adding value, you are building value for yourself. But please, as much as possible, find a support network to be a part of. It will do you a world of good, a world of good. And if you are single, a single man here, you need this more than anything. You need it more than anything. You need it so much more than anything. Right. So we have addressed, the critical issue of why men avoid asking for help. I've spoken about that. We've treated that massively, massively, massively. And then, of course, I think I'm going to leave you with this question. When you are in dire need, when you are in dire need of help or support, who can you reach out to? My brother, if you have nobody to reach out to, I'm sorry. You are not in a good place. You need, you need to have a support system, a safety net, a social safety net. You need to have a social safety net. You need to have like 2, 3, 4, 5 people. The more, the merrier, that you can reach out to when you are in dire need of help. When things are not okay, like that I am at this point where I need help. There should be 2, 3, 4, 5 people that you can reach out to, and they will happily go out of their way to sit with and you get the help that you need. I mean, these are not the people that are going to be giving you excuses or giving you stories or telling you, oh, I'm sorry, I can't help. Let me tell you something that happened. In January, I needed help, like badly. And so I called one of those people that I know that he will stick his neck and his nose out for me. And I reached out to him. And when I reached out to him, do you know what he did? Oh, he said, I'm so sorry. Like right now is a very bad time. I don't have, I don't have resources to, to help. But let me see what I can do. Do you realize that he ran around to look for money for me? He borrowed money from 2 people to send to me. Now that is a support system. That's a support network. That's a support system. That's a friend. That's a brother. He ran around, borrowed money from 2 people. That's why I was saying earlier that sometimes people are coming to you for help. A man is coming to you for help. You don't have the resources, and the resources are out of their own sphere of influence. But you can actually run and get it from your own sphere of influence on their behalf. Oh my goodness, I would never forget what this guy did for me, what this brother did for me. Oh, wow. So he went out and got the money from me from, 2 different sources, sent the money to me and let me know that, oh, I had to get it from 2 friends. Please, let's try and see how this can be sorted out, within the time that, I have given based on your word. I said, sure, 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 sure. And as God will help me, before the time came, the money was sent back to him. In fact, he asked me to send it straight to them. And so I sent it to them and sent him the receipts. But that experience is something to cherish. That when you are in need, there's somebody that you can call on and the person will stand up to support you. There's someone you can reach out to and the person will rise up and do whatever it takes to ensure that you get the help that you need. That is brotherhood. If you do not have brotherhood, you are missing. You are missing. So everyone listening to me this evening at the table of men, you need the advantage of brotherhood. Please join a support network. Join the base, and we'll be happy to have you. Thank you, everyone. This is where we draw the curtains on today's episode of Table of Men. Always, always, always a pleasure to engage and speak with you all. Thanks to everyone who has joined. Unfortunately, I cannot see your faces. I cannot. I do not know. All those who have joined. But please, if you are at the table here, please leave a comment. Let me know that you are here so that I can recognize you. Thank you everyone who has joined. Leave a comment. Let me know you are here. Let me know that you joined and that you listened. You should participate, shouldn't you? Yeah. Let's know. Let me know. And then as we call it a wrap tonight. So before we call it a wrap, just I think it's a good thing to just recognize those of us that are here at the table of men. Oh, Adeleke, yes, you're welcome. That's me. Yeah, am I not here? Yes, I am. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. ManityHQ, of course, we are always here. We are always here. Always here. Always here. Who is there? Who is there? Who is in the garden? Or who is at the table? A handsome bubble. Who is at the table? Okay. We got to call it a wrap. Thank you, everyone who has joined in. Please have a splendid night rest. Enjoy your weekend and have it good. Cheers.